Andrea in Salt Lake City, what do you think?
Well, I think that because this record was set in Australia, it doesn't count in the country where we do real burpees. I think if she wants to hold the record in this country, they should be called girl burpees.
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah.
They do kind of have that. Do they still have girl push-ups where you only have to...
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course they do.
And what are the girl
Thank
push-ups?
God.
What do you do?
Your knees are down, and you kind of
The
just...
knees, that's it.
Yeah, you put your knees down.
But the thing is, I've seen girls do plank position all day long.
It's true.
And so I think they can do the push-ups as well.
I'm very thankful.
But with a plank, once you can hold it for more than about 2 minutes, I mean, it doesn't really do anything for you cardiovascular or strength-wise, so it's just kind of superfluous yoga, I guess you could say.
I'm a big fan of the plank. Are you saying I shouldn't be doing my...
I know. What do we need to
Well,
know?
you should incorporate movement or weights to maximize your workout benefits.
I do that. I do the plank, and then I do I do my push-ups after my plank. And I got to do the real timer because I count to 130.
Oh, wow.
With the plank position, but I might be counting fast. I think once I get over 100, I kind of rush to the last 30.
20, 30.
Yeah. But Andrea, what do they call them in the military? I don't think they call them burpees.
No, we have burpees in the military. We just do them correctly. So what you do is start at a standing position, squat down, kick your feet out to a push-up position, do a push-up.
Oh, you got to... Oh, that's right.
Rest.
Some people...
Then jump your feet up between your hands, and then jump up, reach your hands over your head. That's one.
Wait a minute. Jump your feet up between your hands? What are you talking about?
It's called the proper recovery from push-up position. So you're in a push-up position after doing your push-up. Yeah, and then you jump, bringing your feet up between your hands, and then you jump up and reach for the ceiling.
I don't think I'd ever recover from that.
So, like one of our commenters says, you got to put your arms up in the air, and you say that's what you have to do.
Exactly. Now, maybe the Guinness Book of World Records, since they're in Ireland, taking note of an activity in Australia, communications were mixed. But I don't consider that to be a burpee. I still consider it to be a fantastic physical feat and good honor for raising $5,000 for multiple sclerosis, but it's not a real burpee.
It's a Cheeto.
Not a real.
That's right. I like that, Cheeto.
I just don't know how you can enforce the total standing up. I mean, she jumps with her feet off the ground. So if you say you got to jump, but how everyone's going to, come up a certain length and then go back down again, because it's the idea of maybe you have to touch something. They have to put something up there for you to jump up and touch.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, marker.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, or they could just have the dive motivators that I worked out with in my early career in the Navy. And if you don't do it correctly, they'll beat you without mercy, and then you'll know.
That's it. That is always a good motivation. Speaking of which, issues have been raised over birthday spankings at an elementary school. Apparently, there's a principal, a elementary school principal, that spanks children on their birthday, gives them the option. She says, I want to read this thing here, okay? It's a tradition that she started 8 years ago, but she said it's good. It's a great old American tradition of the birthday spank. I seem to remember the idea of on your birthday, people would do the oven. You go through you walk, you crawl under everyone would line up with their legs. I think I remember doing something like this.
We call it a spank machine.
Spank machine, right? But did you do it on a birthday? Yes, on your birthday. So there is a tradition of this. I didn't know if I was thinking of this wrong. So it would be the students all line up with their legs apart, and you crawl through them, and they kind of spank you on the way through. That was like a tradition when I was a kid. Okay, so she has this tradition. Principal Bridget Williams, she had an option that she would... they would be called to the office, and she would give them the option of a hug, a high five, or a birthday spanking. In 8 years at Alvarado Elementary, I've only had 5 or less students request something other than a birthday spanking. Does that ring true to you, Jamie?
Oh, no. What? If I got the option? I mean, all of those options sound really terrible to me, actually. But a spanking? I wonder what she said they got for the spanking. Good luck? A year of good grades?
I guess.
Was there any upside to the spanking?
I guess it's just, it was just kind of a fun thing. Oh, happy birthday.
A fun thing.
And do you want a hug?
For who? For
a
her?
High five or a birthday spank? She said it was just a little slap. And
was it in private?
It was
was the door open? There's a lot. I mean, this is very
creepier
bizarre.
as it goes on.
It's creepy, man.
Do you want a spanking? I know Santa.
Whose tradition? It was her tradition. She loved it. What's going on?
Some parents complained, and said it was inappropriate. She's discontinued. She said she believes in the tradition, but for the sake of the fact that some parents are uncomfortable, she sent a letter home. I think that's where the problem was. Putting it down in black and white. Of course, the letter made its way to the internet, and so we're reading about it. Andrea, what do you think? Inappropriate or not?
I mean, she did give them the option, but then again, they're little kids. They don't know anything. They probably don't even know what a spanking is. Like, yeah, spanking. Like, that sounds like a burpee. Like, let's do it.
Yeah, good point.
I know. And it does say, it's a little suspicious to me that in all her years, over 8 years, less than 5 kids opted for anything but the spanking. Something tells me she was hard selling the spanking.
That's what I think, yeah. She had a good spanking back in the day or something, and she was really pushing the spank.
Now, the other thing is that no one's mentioning this in the article. It seems to be, unsaid. But obviously, this is a female principal. If it were a male, I don't think that there would be any question that everyone would be saying, this is totally wrong, right? People would be going nuts. The idea that it seems innocent to me because she's a woman.
It'd be over.
But the thing is that wrong? Obviously, I give women the benefit of a doubt. In situations like this, I'm more likely to say it was innocent if it was a woman than it was with a man. And that's nothing wrong with that, is there?
Well, she was just smacking as hard as a man would. No, I think that she's just as much at fault had it been a man or a woman. She's
what
the
do
one
you think?
Whipping the hand
Different
out.
standards for men and women. I have them. Should I?
I think you should. Because I'm going to say if there's going to be a creep factor involved, it's much more likely to be a man.
Yeah.
It's still creepy from a woman.
It's creepy. It's not as creepy to me.
Andrea, you make the final decision.
Make the final decision.
Yeah.
At least she's not like that superintendent in New Jersey who fertilized the football field every morning before people got there.
My gosh, that was unbelievable. And they were searching for this person. The thing is, once they put the word out that they're searching for the person who is defecating on the field, you would think the superintendent would say, I'm going to avoid the field at this point. At some point, someone's going to put a GoPro in the bushes.
Right.
So, but he did it. He couldn't resist. So,
if I can't run track, no one will.
Yeah. It's really something. Andrea, thanks for the